Imagine waking up at 6:30 in the morning, rubbing the sleep from your eyes and sitting down to eat this. No cereal, no plain toast, just a fiery, fermented, and flavor-packed feast. If you think eating fermented cabbage at 7 a.m. is intense, you are not ready for the 600-year-old royal history behind it. Welcome back to the Morning Munch, the channel where we travel the world one breakfast table at a time. I'm your host, and today, we are landing in South Korea. When you think of the ultimate morning meal, you might picture an English fry-up or a giant American pancake stack, but the traditional Korean breakfast laughs in the face of your pancakes. Here, breakfast isn't just a meal to start the day. It is a meticulously crafted symphony of 7 to 15 different side dishes, known as banchan, anchored by a steaming bowl of rice and a bubbling stew. But how did this massive, highly complex meal become the standard way to start the day? The answer involves ancient kings, strict agricultural calendars, foreign occupations, and one revolutionary idea about cabbage. Grab a cup of coffee and let's dig in. To understand the Korean breakfast, you first have to unlearn everything you know about breakfast. In traditional Korean culture, there actually isn't a strict distinction between breakfast food and dinner food. You eat the same core components no matter what time the sun is in the sky. The absolute center of the universe here is bap, rice. Rice is so important in Korea that the common greeting, 𝐉𝐨𝐲𝐳, literally translates to, have you eaten rice? It's their way of asking, how are you? Every single thing on this table exists purely to complement the rice. Surrounding the rice is the banchan. Depending on the household, a morning spread can feature anywhere from 7 to 15 of these side dishes. You'll have a hearty soup like 𝐷oenjang-jjigae, soybean paste stew, grilled fish, and a dizzying array of fermented, pickled, and seasoned vegetables. And yes, that includes kimchi. For Westerners used to sweet pastries or mild eggs, eating pungent, spicy, fermented cabbage first thing in the morning seems like a shock to the system. But historically, kimchi for breakfast wasn't just a culinary choice. It was a revolutionary survival tactic. Let's rewind the clock about 600 years to see why. The wild variety of a Korean morning spread finds its roots in the royal courts of the Joseon dynasty, a period that lasted from 1392 all the way to 1897. During this time, society was heavily stratified, and your class dictated exactly what you were allowed to put on your breakfast table. The king ate a meal called surasang. According to strict court rules, the royal table had to feature exactly 12 varieties of side dishes. A 12 𝐾 bansang. This didn't include the rice, the soup, the stews, the sauces, or the kimchi. Just 12 distinct culinary creations every single morning. This wasn't just about the king being greedy. The 12 dishes were a daily progress report on the nation. Ingredients were sent to the palace from every single province in Korea as tribute. By eating his breakfast, the king could literally taste the state of his kingdom. If the abalone from the south was missing, he knew the fishing villages were struggling. If the mountain herbs from the north were wilted, there might be a drought. Now the nobles, the yangban, were legally restricted. They were only allowed a 9 𝐾 or 7 𝐾 table, 9 or 7 side dishes. Commoners were limited to 5 or 3. But here is where the weird history angle kicks in. Over centuries, as the strict caste system broke down, this royal aesthetic of having a multitude of tiny side dishes trickled down to the masses. The common people wanted to eat like kings, and the multi-dish breakfast became deeply embedded in the Korean identity. But wanting to eat 15 side dishes for breakfast is one thing. Actually producing them year-round in a country with freezing, brutal winters is another. This is where the agricultural calendar steps in to shape the breakfast menu. Korea's mountainous terrain and long winters meant that fresh vegetables simply weren't available for months on end. If you wanted a 7-dish breakfast in February, you had to get incredibly creative in November. Enter fermentation. The sheer variety of banchan was born out of the necessity to preserve the autumn harvest. Root vegetables were pickled in soy sauce, radishes were salted and dried, and of course, cabbage was transformed into kimchi. In late autumn, entire villages would gather for kimjang, the traditional process of making enough kimchi to last the winter. Stored in earthen pots buried in the ground to prevent freezing, This fermented cabbage provided essential vitamins, probiotics, and intense flavor during the bleakest months. Having kimchi for breakfast wasn't just a quirky flavor preference. It was a revolutionary nutritional breakthrough. It gave agrarian workers the quick, spicy, sodium-rich energy kick they needed before heading out for a grueling day of physical labor. It woke up the senses and fortified the immune system. But this ancient, rhythmic breakfast tradition faced near extinction in the 20th century. During the Japanese colonial period from 1910 to 1945, the very core of the Korean breakfast, the rice, was threatened. Remember how I said rice is the center of the Korean breakfast universe? Well, during the occupation, the Japanese military siphoned off massive amounts of Korean-grown white rice to export back to Japan. It caused a devastating food shortage across the peninsula. Koreans were forced to adapt. White rice became a rare luxury, an unreachable dream for the common morning table. Instead, families had to mix the little rice they had with cheaper, hardier grains like barley, millet, or beans. This mixture is called 𝐉𝐵𝐺𝐷. Ironically, today, 𝐉𝐵𝐺𝐷 is considered a super healthy, premium choice for breakfast. But historically, eating multi-grain rice in the morning was a painful symbol of poverty and oppression. Despite the scarcity, Korean families stubbornly clung to the banchan tradition, foraging for wild mountain greens, namul, to ensure the morning table remained full, even if their stomachs were empty. Following the devastation of the Korean War in the 1950s, the breakfast table evolved once again. This time, American military rations left a permanent mark on the morning spread. Processed meats like Spam and Vienna sausages were introduced through U.S. military bases. Because protein was so scarce, Koreans integrated these foreign ingredients into their traditional frameworks. To this day, a pan-fried slice of Spam or a sweet and savory stir-fry of mini sausages is a highly prized, nostalgic banchan for a traditional breakfast. Today, South Korea is one of the most fast-paced, high-tech societies on Earth. Let's be real, most young people in Seoul do not have the time to prepare a 15-dish royal feast before their morning commute. Many opt for toast, cereal, or just a massive iced coffee. But the traditional breakfast hasn't died. It is preserved by loving mothers and grandmothers, served on weekends, and kept alive in baekban, home-style restaurants across the country. A traditional Korean breakfast is so much more than just a massive amount of food. It is a living museum of the Joseon dynasty. It is a testament to the ingenuity of the agricultural seasons. It is a story of survival through colonization and war, served every morning in 15 little dishes. I don't know about you, but I'm perfectly happy trading in my cereal for some spicy fermented cabbage. If you love diving into the weird and wonderful history of the Korean morning spread, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Join the community here at @TheMorningMunch so you never miss a meal. Leave a comment and let me know. Could you handle 15 dishes in kimchi at 7 a.m.? Stay hungry, stay curious, and I'll see you at the next breakfast table.